This is the other funny story. So if you watch the last episode,
I love how you're just launching immediately into stories. Like the one that gets at least. Oh, I've just swore. We're not even 2 seconds in. But,
yeah. Man. Oh,
like,
I just swore.
Oh, you've just done it. Well, I'll tell you what. Anyway, but it's a good point. We haven't even said hello.
They know us by now, John.
Welcome to the video. We're playing Katawa Shoujo. We're on a hill
fine.
walking
We did
into
it.
town
All
with
right.
Lily.
Okay, we are
Julian,
having a nice time with Lily.
Story?
What's my story? So the last episode we were singing somewhere out there
the story
from An American Tale. Yeah.
He's never going to tell the story when he kissed a dog.
Do you want to? Okay, fine. I'll tell the story about when I kissed a dog.
Don't. I want it to be like a whole thing. Like it's going to be like a what? Tell us the story. No, we're not going to tell the story.
I'm gonna. You know what? I'm gonna make it not a thing by telling the story when you least expect it. Anyway, so because it's not even that good a story. Anyway, so I made Rachel watch American Tail for the first time.
Yeah.
And to sum up her viewing experience, she was like, 5-0, what the fuck are you doing? 5-0, what the fuck are you doing? Sobbing at the song.
Oh, yeah.
Somewhere out there. And she's like, like ugly crying. And then she's like, 5-0, what the fuck? And then I asked her, oh, what did you think? And she was just like, 5-0's an idiot. And also the lassie with the Irish accent, holy shit. Couldn't stand her. What the fuck was that accent? Anyway.
It wasn't.
Yeah. The ugly crying. Yeah. I mean, I was too. It gets me every time. It's really sad. Anyway. Our cheeks are flushed. Oof. Oof.
The final downhill walk to the store passes in silence.
Oh, welcome. I suppose I'll get my stuff first, and Hanako's on the second route.
I grab 2 well-worn red baskets stacked beside the entrance and pass one to Lilly. Just as she did before, she lays it on the ground and slides her retracted cane between the basket's handles before picking it back up with her right hand. When she takes hold of my arm in her own, I'm surprised at just how fast this kind of casual contact became so natural. Mostly due to necessity, no doubt.
Oh.
She can't help.
Shall we? Oh, sure.
You gotta guide her. While we navigate around, the odd person occasionally passing us pays us no heed at all. It's nice, compared to the stares and whispers around the city. Yeah, because if the cane is not like waving about, if you're just taking her arm, it just looks like you're a cute little couple. As we reach each aisle, I quickly check with Lily what she needs and grab it with what I want, putting her items into their respective baskets. You gotta get Hanako's shit too. It's an odd feeling to be dependent on so much for something so basic as shopping. Hanako practically a necessity for her to pick up what she wants after all. Hanako's got a thing about being like seen by people.
Yeah.
Can't imagine it's an easy job for.
Yeah. Right, I'm pretty much done with both my stuff and Hanako's. You needing anything else, Lily? No, this should be everything. Off we go then.
Oddly, a mile long. Considering the store is only large enough to warrant one counter, it seems like it'll take a while.
Damn.
Lily gives an inquisitive look, unable to see the reason for my complaint.
What's your swelling? The queue's really long. Looks like we'll have to wait. How strange.
Sharing the same mood of resignation, we reluctantly take our place at the end of the line. One person finishes, the line moves up. Another person finishes, the line moves up.
That's how queues work, mate.
Oddly enough, by the time we finally reach the head of the line, we're so close to dozing off that Lily has to gently pat me on the back for me to move up.
Hisso. Fuck, shit.
She gives a short sigh of consternation as I move up, getting the groceries for Hanako and me put into separate bags.
Thank you. Please come again.
Careful.
I don't know what that accent was.
By the time we emerge from the store, Lily's holding a single bag while I struggle to carry 4, both hands well and truly full. It's a lot of work, but thankfully the items in them are light. See, she tries to take your arm. But even without looking skyward, it's obvious that a surprising amount of time's passed, the road outside being dark and lit by street lamps. Once Lily retrieves her cane, we set out back to the dormitories the way we came, leaving the welcoming warm glow of the store. Despite the road being empty of cars, the full bags abundantly make up for the lack of noise, constantly clunking and squeaking together.
My, Hisao. It's good to find that you're eating well. I'm a big grown boy. I need to eat all I can eat.
Big strong boy.
I'm a big strong boy. It must be nice being a man. What?
Seemingly not noticing or ignoring my surprise at the completely out of left field comment,
Yeah.
she continues on without missing a beat.
What? Okay. Weight doesn't really bother you when eating most of the time. Ugh, it bothers me. It affects me, mate.
Why?
Well, the thing is that if she means like you eat food, you don't put on weight. Yeah, once upon a time, that was true, but not now.
I think she means more in like a self-conscious way.
Oh right. Okay.
Yeah, because even Hisao got that. Women tend to worry about stuff like that more than we do, I guess.
I guess I get what you mean. Women tend to worry about stuff like that more than we do, I guess.
Yeah.
Exactly. It makes me somewhat envious, to be honest.
Yeah.
Well, it's not like we can outright ignore it. We're in Japan.
No, we can. With an affirmative nod, we continue on our walk.
You know, in Japan, like, fat shaming is maybe a strong word, but if you're fat, people will let you know. Yeah. Like, they even, like, poke your belly and shit, and they're like, haha, look at you. Yeah, look at you, little tubster. I know this from, do you watch, have you heard of, there's a YouTube channel called Abroad in Japan? He's like a British guy who, when he taught English in a Japanese high school for a wee while. And now he just does, like, educational videos about living in Japan, and they're awesome. They're really, really fascinating. And, like, you know, what to do if you're wanting to, like, you know, go there as a tourist just to visit, you know, what to do and what not to do, that kind of thing. Really, really fascinating. But he was talking about how when he had put on a bit of weight when he was a teacher because he was kind of stressed and he was eating quite badly. And the other, like, just people in the staff room would be like, oh, look at you. Put on a bit of weight. Look at that. And, like, would poke his belly and shit. And he was just like, what? What the fuck? Yeah, but then he lost a lot of weight. He looks great now. Good. So, you know, that's why you don't see a lot of fat Japanese people, I guess. Yeah. Unless they're sumo wrestlers.
Yeah. I guess unless... I think in terms of your weight, as long as it's not doing your health any harm.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, it doesn't really matter what weight.
Yeah, exactly.
It shouldn't matter, and don't let anyone societal or personal tell you otherwise.
But if you're obese, get some help. Is what I would say, because there's no way that's healthy, you know?
Yeah, probably.
And sometimes it can get out of hand, you know? Because it can go the too far the other way sometimes, you know, and people are like, oh no, I'm fine the way I am, and they're really like, you know, unhealthily big. Anyway, with an affirmative nod, we continue our walk. Yep. Oh, that's right. What is it? Hanako mentioned your birthday was earlier this year. Do anything special for it?
She gives a long pause, lost in thought for a few seconds as she recalls the event.
Not really. It was just Hanako and me having a little party during the night after school. Aww. Your birthday's supposed to be a big event, you know?
Sounds like a pretty lonely way to spend a birthday. Just her and Hanako staying overnight.
Yeah.
Birthdays always felt like a family occasion for me. They were a time when, in spite of their full-time jobs, both my parents would make an effort to be there for the day, or at least for a party beforehand.
Yeah.
It reminds me of how Lilly mentioned she hadn't seen her family in such a long time, and even ended up moving away from Akira's house afterwards. But I guess it's the same in situations as mundane as these. Considering her inability to read the packaging, just getting groceries would be a pain without somebody else around. In the end, she just has Hanako and me, and Akira when she's off from work. Be that as it may, she still seems to have many more distant friends among the students, not to mention people like Yuko. It seems to be her own choice that there's such a separation between those who are close to her and those who she only socializes with. It humbles me a little to see how much Lilly seems to have her life set up and going just as she wants. Yet Hanako is there for her to celebrate her birthday, and I'm helping her with shopping. It's kind of a weird symbiosis, I suppose.
Are you alright, Hiso? Sorry?
Yeah, I'm just
You just
struggling over how to
quiet.
pronounce symbiosis.
That's all.
Yeah, I'm struggling with how to pronounce symbiosis.
Oh, sorry. I was just thinking about how to pronounce symbiosis.
Symbiosis. It's like those memes where the couple's in bed and the woman's like, I wonder what he's thinking. I think he's talking about like blah blah blah. And then the guy's just like, what if what if the dogs understand me when I bark at them? Or whatever.
Right.
Okay.
Oh.
I think you should tell the truth. I think you should tell the truth. Well, hang on.
I think I should tell the truth.
You think you should tell the truth?
What are we telling the truth about? I don't understand.
About what you're thinking about. Hang on.
We've been honest with her so far.
We have, and I think honesty is an important thing to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think you should tell the truth.
It was just kind of... I was thinking about how you seem to have everything so sorted out. Even with Hanako relying on you. I can admit that even I kind of relied on you when I first transferred in. And somehow, I'm starting to get a little Scottish twang to my voice. I think it's a good quality to have.
Oh, it is a good twang to have. I turned to Lilly, surveying her reaction.
Am I having a character development?
I think so. I think this is what they call progress. She's forcing herself to look forward and furrowing her brow quite a bit. Her face looks a bit awkward, as if she was trying to find just the right words.
Lilly?
You have a stroke?
You're right, hen. I would thank you, but assuming that I don't rely on the presence of others is too much, you'd be wrong to think that Hanako simply depends on me with nothing in return.
No, we know. She seems to have a bit of trouble saying it, even though it's largely what I thought already. If she tries so hard to maintain her independence, as anyone would have had to in her position, excited or not, maybe she finds it hard to talk about her own needs. It's only now that I realise an omission in what she says, though. I decide to follow it up, largely in jest, to avoid things getting too personal. That's always a good tactic.
Yeah.
Make a joke about it.
And what about me?
She suddenly runs ahead of me and turns, blocking me off. With a smile, she holds her hands behind her as she leans forward.
You're different.
You hear the music that's playing?
Yeah.
This is Lily's theme.
Oh.
It's got a cello and it's got a nice piano.
It's lovely.
And with that, she turns back and continues to walk ahead of me, a newfound spring in her step. All I can do is raise an eyebrow and give a dazed grin. I don't think I've ever seen this playful and teasing side of her before. Oh, you will. So, I'm different. It's hard to work out the exact context, but knowing her, this ambiguity was intended. Our relationship has been changing, at the very least simply because I've begun to stand on my own 2 feet more and started getting more curious about the situation of those around me. As to why, probably a mix of personal security and a want to try and work out how to deal with my situation.
Curiosity, but that's alright.
Oh, curiosity, sorry, yeah. Unless... Oh, Maybe telling, but a Freudian slip there. Unless you're a Lily, though. That's why her own statement, so similar to my own feelings towards her, throws me off so much. Watching her make her way up the street, cane tapping from left to right, I decide to settle the matter later and just smile. This is a nice side to her, and I don't want to forget it.
Oh, this
Eventually, we get to the girls' dormitories, both my arms aching from the weight of 2 sets of groceries. 2 cups of tea.
We're finally here. Phew.
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 I bend down to wipe my forehead with the back of my hand. Lily stops in front of her door and sets down her pack, fishing around in her pocket for the key. Did you know that that's what sweatbands around your wrists are for?
What?
The sweatbands that you wear on your wrists, right?
Uh-huh.
They're for dabbing away the sweat on your forehead.
Oh.
They're not because your wrists get sweaty.
Crazy.
I know, right? I always just was like, yeah, sweaty wrists. Makes sense.
Sweaty wrists makes sense.
I mean, you wear a headband because your head gets sweaty. So why would you wear wristbands? Wrists get sweaty.
Fair. Thank you, sir. I really appreciate your help.
I mean, you wear armbands because you can't swim, but...
This is nothing. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
It might be nothing to you, but it's definitely something for me.
Oh, I'm with that. She steps through her door, closing it behind her. I blink. Those were nothing but honest thanks. I can't help feeling something different about them. Yeah. Anyway, I have something else to do before I can mull over that on my leisure. Jesus, what the fuck was that? I turn back to the door to Hanako's room and proceed to knock twice in quick succession, the bags still rustling in my hand together.
Oh.
After a couple of seconds, the door slowly opens. If one weren't looking closely, they could be forgiven for thinking it hadn't moved at all. I twist my head to the side to try and peer through the tiny sliver of a gap between the door and the door frame, so it's ajar.
Hey, Hanako, do you like my new voice? I got your stuff. It's something.
With that, she opens the door completely, making her plain room visible over her shoulder. Sparsely decorated, it's probably even more unremarkable than my room. I hold out my right arm, both bags almost pulling it straight back down with their weight. He kind of like swings the bag.
Sir. I'm sorry to make you carry them all this way. That's fine. Don't worry about it. Just don't make me do it every day, okay?
Aye.
Aye.
I pass the bags. I yeet the bags at her as I give a light-hearted chuckle. After the initial transfer of weight, she manages to take them easily.
I'll be off then. Night, Hanako. Good night. See you in class tomorrow.
Oh, she's close. With a deep bow, her groceries still held in both hands, she steps back and shuts the door. Making my way downtown, I put one bag into my other hand to balance them out. Even as I do so, I can't get Lily's light-hearted smile out of my mind. When I first met her, it would have been nearly impossible to imagine her like that. Indeed, it feels like we've become closer in the past few weeks since I first got to know both her and Hannah. The time that I spend with her each day, the small exchanges of happiness we share, those small moments of joy as I get closer to her.
Yeah, man, I feel like we've gotten so close to her, we've started picking up an accent. It's weird.
Yeah. I'm far from certain, but I don't think these are just the normal feelings of friendship. Yeah, you're not wrong. Once I return to my room, I store away my groceries like a squirrel and begin getting ready for the night. Like a squirrel. I swap the school books in my bag for those I'll need tomorrow, filling out the yellow envelope Misha gave me earlier in the process.
How sensible. I used to never do that. I was just like, I'll just put them all in the bag. I don't have to worry about it.
Keep them all in my locker. I got so sidetracked by one thing after another that I couldn't deal with it earlier. Who could have written me, I wonder? I don't think they have lockers here. The name neatly adorning the back of the envelope freezes me in my tracks. It's been so long since I've seen her writing. There's little chance I could have identified it as hers otherwise.
Iwanako.
Why should she have written me? I can't think of any good reason for her to do this. I almost don't open the letter, but there'd be little point to that. If I just left it alone, its mere existence would gnaw at me until I did something with it.
Just open it. What the fuck does it say?
I look down at the piece of paper on my desk, its bright and summery decoration beaming happily at me. I'd like to read it and I'd like to give her a silly accent. The lettering is in pink, jarring badly with this yellow sunflower border on the card. The handwriting is neat, the characters having been written thoughtfully and with an unusual amount of care. I'd barely given the letter a second thought when it was given to me, but now I can't get its contents out of my mind. Well, I'd like to say I don't know why she used such an old-fashioned method of communication. Considering a phone call or an email would be both much faster and easier, the answer feels obvious enough, given the content. A letter leaves a comfortable distance between the sender and the recipient. Unlike a phone, it isn't required that you engage in conversation. And unlike email, there is less expectation of an immediate reply. Statements such as, "The third year seem to be very anxious about final exams," and "It's so weird to think we're already seniors, isn't it?" are just small talk. Small talk that could have been achieved by simply replying to any of the messages that I sent her in the hospital.
Seriously, that's the... Okay.
The ending, though, is the true reason she sent this. The last couple of lines, added almost as an afterthought. "I wonder if we'll meet again. Perhaps it's for the best if we don't." It's a statement that should hurt. I've always heard breakups are pretty nasty stuff, but it feels like this is simply a reaffirmation of what we both already knew instead.
Fuck Iwanako.
There was no need for this. It's the preceding text, no more than small talk, that makes me feel most uneasy. I can't figure out why, no matter how long I sit here and look down at this bright and summery piece of paper.
What the fuck?
If you would like to correspond with me, by all means, write me back. It's plainly obvious that this is not the type of letter to be replied to. In the end, this letter is no more than a simple abdication of responsibility, a final statement to reassure herself that her relationship is over.
Yeah, what a cow!
I bet you on the other end of the letter, she's met another boy and been like, "I feel a bit guilty because I told Hisao I liked him and he had a heart attack, so I should probably tell him that I don't like him anymore so that I can go and shag this boy without feeling guilty about it."
Oh, fuck, man. Fuck.
Either that, or she was waiting for him to come back to high school after he got out of hospital, and then he just didn't. And she was like,
then
okay,
she heard
well.
he had transferred.
And then she was like, "All right, well, I guess bye then."
Yeah.
You know? As such, I find I have little problem in scrunching the letter and envelope into a ball and tossing it into the waste bin, ridding myself of its existence.
Yeah. Fuck Winona Ryder. No.
Get out of here.
Winona Ryder's fine. Just Iwanako.
I go to bed with mixed feelings, cheated out of a pleasant evening by this intruder from the past.
Ugh.
Ironically, it takes a while before I can manage to sleep, even though you've been up all fucking day, doing all sorts of fucking nonsense. Oh, I'm gonna sleep pretty easy tonight, I think, even after all of our ghostly goings on.
Yeah, same. Oh.
I sweat profusely, awaiting the dreaded moment. Each tick of the clock tenses my muscles that much more. Every minute makes more hairs stand on end. It's coming for me. I can feel it. Death. Death in the form of a single sheet of paper.
Oh.
Doing a test. I take a small pile of papers from the student in front of me and pass it backwards after plucking off the top piece. Looking to the top right of the page, I find my fears realized within that small red circle when he flunked the test. 43?
Oh.
43? Guessing it wasn't out of 50. I hang my head and sigh in resignation, cursing under my breath. I can feel the aura of a similar sentiment rising from the entire class. It's strange, but that fact lifts my mood by a minuscule amount. Yeah, if you all fail, then that's much better.
Yeah, yeah.
If you all fail the test, there's something wrong with the test. Yeah. As the teacher opens her mouth, the room braces for the inevitable onslaught. only to be saved at the last minute.
Way.
We quickly move to collect our bags and leave for lunch post. Why was she handing out the tests at the end of the class, unless she marked it there and then? But the teacher delivers a parting broadside. Oh.
We'll be discussing the test scores next lesson. Needless to say, there'll be quite some discussion to be had. Add. No H's. Fuck 'em.
A collective groan resounds from the class, now reduced to shuffling out dejectedly.
Oh,
he's back! I push the
back
into my bag as I walk along the hallway, crumpling it in the process. Oh, you just skipped the rest of that. Read that.
Sorry.
There. It's enough that such a troublesome letter ended up on my desk yesterday, and now this.
I hate English.
I hate Iceland.
I hate the English.
Oh, alright.
No, sorry.
So. A stern female voice gruffly called that.
Yeah, well done.
I freeze on the spot, my face becoming like stone. It's as if I can feel my brain disconnecting from my body.
Oof.
My eyes slowly shift right, trying to catch a glimpse of the disembodied voice. Nothing. My face begins to slip as time passes, and I decide to risk turning my head. Ever so slowly, I twist it to the...
Yeah!
I jump into the air and drop my bag, yelling out in surprise. As I recover and regain my composure, I turn to see... I should have known.
Emmy.
Isao!
Gocho!
She stands there with this mischievous grin on her face, hands forward and fingers pointed inwards. She was the one who jabbed my ribs with her fingers. You've got a heart. I look down at her with my grimace, rubbing my hair in frustration.
That's no way to greet someone, you know.
Especially not someone with a heart condition.
You have no sense of humour.
I left my sense of humour.
In English class. Complain to the teacher if you want to... Blah. Yeah.
Yeah, she pulls her best puppy dog eyes on me as she pouts. Lily's managed to build up my resistance to the tactic, but Emmy's short stature adds enough to the effect to make me relent. Oh, she's wee.
Oh, so, how are things? I haven't seen you around for a while.
Yeah, she's been running away from her problems.
Same old. Like, I run so fast, nobody wants to join me on my morning runs. It's a real pain.
Yep, in her legs. Her modesty never fails to amuse me.
Those springy springers. Although...
Uh-oh.
You know, like, what I'm thinking? Like, don't you, Hisao? Like...
I guess. Wearing my emotions on my sleeve is one of my worst habits. She's seen right through me. Fortunately, I see someone else approaching that will give me an out.
Oh, hi Hanako.
Yeah, get the spooky bitch in. I give her a welcoming wave and try my best at looking like I haven't noticed Emmy's pouting face. She gives me a small wave back.
She's not spooky. She's lovely.
She's spooked easily.
Oh, right. Okay. Right. Hello, Hisao, Emmy. Hey Hanako. I'll join you and Lilly in a sec. Actually, speaking of lunchtime company, it's odd to see you without Rin. Rin!
Oh, Rin. Without a second word, she forgets all about us and bolts off up the hallway. She must have forgotten she was waiting for her. That's rude.
Oh.
Hanako and I stand speechless, only able to helplessly stand and watch this ball of seemingly boundless energy dash off.
Ba-doing.
You should put something funny on the back, on the painting.
John, of course I'm going to.
Good.
Stop. Like, stop making it a thing. Of course I'm going to do it.
Okay, I'm sorry.
It's alright, it's just if you explain the joke, you ruin the joke. No, I'm not going to put something funny, I'm going to put something sad and harrowing. Something to be like, actually that's not funny at all.
Anyway,
like Hisao.
She suddenly stops herself just before vanishing around the corner to the rooftop staircase, spinning around to meet our bemused faces.
I hate English too. Yeah. Okay.
And with that, she disappears. All I can do is hang my head and give a long sigh, thoroughly left in the dust. As I hear a short giggle coming from behind me, I turn to see Hanako smiling at the corner. My attacker rounded.
She's smiling.
Yeah,
She's
just
having a little
giggles.
giggle.
Yeah, yuck it up. I picked up my dropped bag from the floor and quickly dust it off.
Afternoon. Been busy.
Aye.
You don't like the English? Not since I got this accent. Nah.
Oh,
I had a test on it a while back. Amy caught me brooding about the results. Sorry.
easy, aye. She averts her gaze, guilt written onto her face. A casual observer would think she just accidentally reminded me of a dead relative. Oh God.
Come on, it's not your fault. How are you doing in it? What?
Doing? She looks up, though still avoids meeting my eyes.
Alright, alright, I suppose.
An awkward silence passes. They seem all too common around Hanako.
Oh, Lilly asked if you'd like to join us for lunch on the roof. Oh,
Lunch
on the roof?
Are we going to bump into Emmy and Rin? Maybe. I guess I don't exactly have any pressing engagements to attend to.
Sure, I'll be right up. You know what? We'll have lunch on the roof in the next episode. Seems like a good place to end it.
Yeah, it does.
You know what to do, boys and girls. Just
like, subscribe, hit the bell.
Yeah, annihilate the bell and the like button, right? Absolutely destroy them.
And in the comments, tell us your favourite thing about us.
Yes, give us some compliments. Or
Actually,
constructive
you know
feedback.
What? 2 stars, no wish. Yeah, give us a little 2 stars, no wish.
Yeah.
Things you like. 2 stars, things you like. 2 things you like, and something that you want to see
in the future.
So,
yeah.
Get fixed. Yep. That's what.
Yeah, good idea, John. Nice one. I forgot about it. Yeah. And with that, we'll see you all next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Part-timers, we do this part-time. If you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe.